This is going to be more of a rant, but still highly applicable to everything we talk about on this channel around strength conditioning for combat sports. And I do a lot of breakdowns of other fighters training, professional fighters, as a way to help educate you guys on what is going on, maybe what they're trying to achieve from their training. In my opinion, whether it looks good or bad, obviously I can only make inferences and assumptions based on one training session, and then what I would do differently or the same within these videos. Always get negative comments, and the negative comments always center around, well, this guy is a world champion, so what do you know? Well, it obviously works for him. I honestly hate that saying so much, and I'm going to go into it a bit more. But these are the typical things that come out of the woodworks when explaining what is going on in these training videos and why it might not be the most beneficial thing for someone to do. And I want to start with the top 0.01% of elite level fighters are elite at their sport, not because of what they do outside of the gym, but despite what they do outside of the gym. And when I mean gym, I mean their technical tactical training. So what they do for their weight training or conditioning has very little bearing on why they are an elite fighter. They could be doing all of the crazy stuff that we've seen on the breakdowns on this channel and still be the best of the best. It does not mean that what they're doing in these sessions is the reason why they're the best. Now we need to understand that elite fighters are the best because they are the best at this sport. They're able to execute on techniques with timing and be able to read the game better than anyone else. They're able to read their opponents better than anyone else, and they're able to solve those problems better than anyone else through their physical capabilities. And regardless of the training they're doing outside of the technical tactical, they have these abilities, whether that's been developed over years or as part of a genetic trait that they have. Which brings me to why you can't follow your favorite fighter's training routine. Obviously, we know there are individual differences with training schedules, injuries, deficiencies that you have that your favorite fighter might not have. And to further back this claim, we can even go into what many elite athletes do behind closed doors that still make them the best. For example, we can go into John Jones's coke binges through fight camps and driving into pregnant ladies. We can go into Usain Bolt's chicken nuggets leading into the 100-meter world record. We could look at LeBron James's squat footage from his training, which is probably one of the most atrocious looking squats. Still one of the best basketball players. Johnny Manziel and his partying, one of the best, you could say, hyped up and coming college football players, obviously now no longer around. Maradona with his coke and drinking, still one of the best soccer players of all time. To say that it worked for him or that training that they're doing is working because they were champion would be the same thing as saying, hey, I should go drink and do coke and I will be as good as this fighter as well. What they're doing outside of the training, again, does not matter. You could go in and do quote unquote perfect training program regarding strength and conditioning for some of these elite fighters. I don't believe it will make that much of a difference, especially the ones that are already at the top. It's more about just making sure they're not getting injured at that rate. And I do have a theory, not backed by any science at all, that elite athletes are hyper responders. And by hyper responders, I mean that the stimulus they're given or the information they're given, they take on board faster than anyone else. I believe their bodies change faster through physical training, their conditioning, their muscle mass, their strength, their recovery is faster than the normal person, and they're able to take in information from their sport and solve that problem faster than anyone else. That's just my theoretical take on these elite level fighters and athletes. So if you're looking at your favorite fighter's training routine, you're looking to add that to your training routine, don't do it. You need to be able to attack your strengths and weaknesses through training modes that are going to allow you to improve and get better at your sport from the level where you are. There's often the saying that hard work will always beat talent. And then I guess you could say when talent doesn't work hard, that's just simply not true. Talent, extremely rare talent, will always beat hard work. Always, every single time. That's not to discourage you from working hard and trying to make it, but the guys at the very, very top, they can do half the work and still outpace the average person who's trying to work their hardest. Now, there aren't many talented people at the very top that aren't doing hard work, so that's kind of a moot saying anyway. But regardless, I just want to get the idea that a lot of these talented guys are very talented at the sport, and what they're doing in their strength conditioning does not matter, and they're successful despite what they're doing outside of their technical tactical training. Anyways, that was just a rant from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, check the description. I've got some freebies in there, and I'll see you in the next video.